Welcome once again, guys. I'm excited, of course, to be here. What an amazing morning it is. Personally, I like to build stuff. I love working with my hands. I love creating things. I love taking something and making it something else, or remodeling something where it looks some way and then it looks differently, right? I've had the opportunity to build lots of different stuff in my lifetime. Most recently, about a year and a half ago, I built a base for a table that I have. And I got this timber, it'll happen. We got this basically tabletop from a liquidation store, and it goes to a $3,000 table, right, where you just kind of swivel the table and the ends pop out and then it becomes longer. It's pretty neat, right? We got it for like $100 or something like that, right? But it didn't have a base. Like, that was the catch, right? And so I just kind of went to Lowe's and got some materials, built this base, and it's our awesome dining room table that still serves us today. Really enjoy it. But then most recently, I was able to go with a couple guys, Travis and Kahari, and we went to help a friend of Kahari's, an ex-co-worker of his, build a greenhouse on this big property there. And we had fun, man. Just kind of teaching the guys a little bit about nuts and bolts and construction, right? And here we were. We spent a couple hours out there and we were able to erect this greenhouse. It was a lot of fun together. We're going to look in Luke 14 here real quick. And somebody over there. We're going to get the title of our lesson from this passage, Luke 14:28. This should sound familiar to most of you. Jesus is talking to the crowd of people, and he's describing what it's going to take to be his disciple, or more specifically, the cost of being his disciple. And he says, suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and consider or estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it? For if you lay the foundation and are not able to finish, everyone who sees it will ridicule you, saying, this fellow began to build and was not able to finish. Point number one is Jesus is the foundation. Paul's talking here. This is Paul writing to the church. So a group of disciples in Corinth. And he's saying, hey, basically, I laid the foundation. What he's saying is that Paul initially went to Corinth and started the church. Met and baptized the first number of disciples. And then Apollos comes in and takes over the church from Paul. Paul goes on to continue his missionary journey and start other churches elsewhere. So he laid the foundation, which is Jesus Christ. And then Apollos was continuing to build and strengthen up the church from that point on. Paul describes how literally the foundation for everything must be built on Jesus Christ, if we're, of course, his disciple. Jesus is talking in Luke 14 about when we build our relationship with God, that we need to really consider what we're going to be building, that we need to understand what we're getting into, that we need to understand and surrender everything to him before we start that relationship. But here, Paul is talking about what it really takes to build upon the foundation we have in our relationship with Jesus Christ. I don't know how long you've been a disciple. I know individually most of you, once again. But we have, been a disciple, maybe some of you for a year, maybe for 2 years. Hey, Kari, why don't you come handle this business here? Me being attacked. I need my backup. Maybe you've been building upon the foundation of Jesus for a year or 2 years. Maybe 3 or 5 or 35 in the back row back there, right? And you've just been building. And you've been securing your relationship with God. You've been growing in your relationship with God. How is your building going today? You know, the concept of Jesus being the foundation carries over into every area of our lives as disciples. The foundation of our relationship with God must be Jesus' example. The foundation of our marriages or our dating relationships has got to be Jesus Christ. The foundation of your student life, if you're a college student, if you're a teen, it's got to be based on Jesus Christ being at the center. The foundation of your career and your desire for advancement's got to be centered around Jesus Christ. Anything else, then what are you building besides building your own kingdom? Jesus is the only foundation if we want to make it to heaven. As disciples of Jesus, we've started building on this foundation. But what sometimes tends to happen is basically we get kind of distracted by the things around us. Or maybe we're building over here on the foundation of Jesus, but hey, that area looks a little bit greener over there. And so let me start to build over here. And whatever that could be. It could be a career. It could be different hobbies that we develop. It could be different relationships. It could be, hey, what are they doing over there? It looks like fun. And we, instead of building on the foundation of Jesus Christ, we start building where there's no foundation, or maybe the foundation's our own talents. Maybe the foundation is the example of the people in the world around us. Whatever it is, we start to stop building on the foundation of Jesus Christ. As disciples, maybe you've simply stopped building God's kingdom and you've started to focus on building your own. Hey, I've got school. It's a lot on my plate. I've got my career. You know what? I've got both, right? Sometimes we have full-time jobs and we're students as well. And I'm really committed to getting in shape. I'm really committed to, this area of my life. I got grocery shopping. I got to, make sure I meal prep and do all these things. And we start to forget about the foundation that we're building on, which is Jesus Christ. I simply don't have time to share my faith anymore. I'm just so busy. I can't really be in that Bible study because I have this going on. And what we start to do is we've stopped building on the foundation of Jesus Christ and started to build on a foundation that will not last. You know what? I'm just going to tune in on Zoom today. Nobody will really notice. For disciples of Jesus, Zoom's not really an option. It served its purpose when we were here, but unless you're 1,062.9 miles away in Corpus Christi, Texas, then Zoom is not an option. Unless you're quarantined because you've tested positive or been exposed to COVID, then Zoom is not an option. Unless you're actually really sick and you wouldn't go out and do anything else, Zoom is not an option. Some of us can be more willing to travel farther for our jobs than we are to travel for church. Some of us are more content with driving and spending time at the beach than we are with making the time to come in person and be here with the fellowship. What are you building today, and what are you building on as disciples of Jesus? Anything less or different than the foundation of Jesus Christ is not going to last. In Luke chapter 6, Jesus is talking about wise and foolish builders, right? Same concept that Paul's talking about here. And he describes in verse 47 and 48 how those who hear his teachings, who open up the Bibles, who have the understanding of the truth, and they put them into practice, those are the ones who dig down deep and build their house on the rock. Those who have heard his teachings, who understand his teachings, but they're not putting them into practice, are like someone who builds on a sandy foundation. When the storms come, they're just washed away. Therefore, what foundation is your life being built on today? Is it Jesus Christ, the rock? Or have you shifted over somewhere else where there is no foundation, or there's a foundation that's not going to last? Let's go back here to 1 Corinthians 3, and we'll get our second point. Verse 12. Paul goes on, he's talking about this foundation being Jesus Christ. And he says, if any man builds on this foundation using gold, silver, costly stones, wood, hay, or straw, his work will be shown for what it is, because the day will bring it to light. It will be revealed by fire, and the fire will test the quality of each man's work. If what he has built survives, he will receive his reward. If it is burned up, he will suffer loss. He himself will be saved, but only as one escaping through the flames. Point number 2 is build with quality materials. You know, when something's built with quality materials, it's built to last. When I went to build this base for the table, there's a number of different materials I could have used, but first of all, the top of the table is really heavy. Like, it takes 2 guys to move it, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're like, struggling to do it. And that's two solid guys, right? And so you don't want to put it on any kind of rickety base, because then it's just going to crush it, and you're starting from scratch, and you risk building the piece that has all the components in it. So when I went to go build this table base, I made sure that I found quality materials that were going to last as long as possible. Let me explain this concept a little bit further. Anybody ever bought anything from Wish? Me and Heffany, okay, we got a few of us. Anybody fired up about what they bought from Wish? Heffany is. Dave is. All right, there may be some good deals on Wish. Okay, let me explain what Wish does. Wish is an app where you can buy really cheap stuff, right? And what they do is they take a picture of a quality product made by someone else, and they put them up there, and they say, this is what you're going to get, right? And then you buy it for really cheap. You wait about 2 to 3 months, and then you get it, and then you're like, this is not the pictures, So I bought 2 hammocks for Amelia and I, right? So that we could go hammocking. And I waited patiently, right? I was like, so fired up. They're so cheap. This is awesome, And the picture is like, oh, hey, lay flat hammock, right? And then it's supposed to have like this air mattress inside of it, so where you're like laying flat on it. So I get these cheap, really thin material hammocks, right? With no straps, right? And they're designed completely different than the pictures shown. And I'm like, it's the hammock that you actually hang up, and you're like, whew, I'm kind of a big guy, and you lay back and you're like, I don't want to move, right? We've gone hammocking a couple times in them. They're awesome, but they're not built to last, number one, and they're not really a quality material. You get what you paid for, man. Now, we bought a hammock for Annika for Christmas. And this thing is like the Cadillac of hammocks, right? Folds up, it comes with this little pouch. It comes with these nice adjustable straps. You can hang it on the tree. And it's awesome. It wasn't really that much more expensive, but you get what you pay for, right, Angie? The point is that the hammocks that we bought and what I was expecting was something awesome, but they weren't really built to last. There's going to be someday I'm going to be laying in this hammock, and it's just going to go, I'm waiting for it to happen. I'll tell you the story when it does. But the point is, when it comes to our relationship with God, we want it to be built to last. Therefore, we got to be building with quality materials. I want to go a little deeper into this concept, so I need some help with this one. And so let me get Annie. Where did she go? I saw her just a second ago. I can't get Annie. let's see who else. Joyce, would you like to come help me out? Bring your phone on up here, Joyce. So, we got our awesome sister Joyce up here. And we're going to do a little experiment. What kind of phone you got? Can I see your phone, sis?
Oh, it is the iPhone 11.
All right. We have this
Yeah.
We have the super fancy iPhone 11, right? It's nice. Do you love your phone, Joyce?
I love it.
You ever use it?
Yep, every day.
Okay, she uses it every day.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to try something here. I'm going to take your phone. I'm going to protect it in this Walmart bag. And we're going to put it in here. Thanks, Dave. And I'm going to wrap it up nice and safe.
Yeah, see what else is in there.
And I have this little mini sledgehammer. Okay? So, we have an awesome podium provided by Paul Wessels here. It's super sturdy here, right? Okay? And so, I'm just going to smash your phone, but it's protected in this plastic bag. You can stop me anytime you want.
It's a Walmart bag.
Okay. So, you can stop me anytime you want. You, don't. It's in the Walmart bag, though.
Yeah, but it's...
Okay, don't do it. All right, hold on.
Uh-huh.
What if we had something that was a little stronger, like something metal?
Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. What
I have
else
some
you
tin
got?
foil here. I mean, come on, just go with it. It's just fun, right? Everybody's having fun here. We don't need the plastic bag's not gonna work. We're not gonna use a plastic bag, all right? It's metal. Come on. Everybody knows metal's like, All right. So, what do you think? No?
It's not a tortilla.
This one. Oh. Metal's no good. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is actually an iPhone box. It's built. This is made for iPhone. Let's try this, right?
Yeah, we can try.
All right. So it's a iPhone cardboard box. This is before I realized that Samsung was way better. What do you think? Just one good whack?
No, I still don't know how I feel about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right.
It was
All right.
expensive.
I mean, it was iPhone box. Okay. So what about it? All right. Well, we got an actual metal case here filled with foam. Okay. Got foam in there.
Okay.
And I'm just knocking this over
I
here.
feel better about that.
And okay. So let's go ahead and. I could probably throw this off top of a building. What do you want to try that one?
No.
Okay. What do you think, sis? We give it a whack.
Maybe like right here.
Okay.
Where it's like, yeah.
All right, let's see how it was. Hey, it's all in one piece. Look at that. Thank you, sis, for your.
Thank you.
Hey, you want an iPhone box? Okay, good. Hey, man, you guys get the picture, right? So, it really does matter what we're building with. I could wrap it up in some plastic. I can wrap it up in some tin foil. But if we want to, we want it to last. We want our phone to last. Do we not? She does, anyways. Then we've got to build with quality materials that are built to last. When it comes to our relationship with God, when it comes to making it into heaven, we want to build with things that are built to last. Why? Because the passage says that whatever's built is going to stand the test of fire. What's the fire? Well, the fire is temptations that come our way. The fire is challenging life situations. The fire is things that happen that aren't the way you planned. The fire is when we stand before God one day and our lives will be judged. Are you building with quality materials every day in your quiet times? Do you open up the Word and are you building your relationship with God with quality quiet times? You build with quality prayer times where you're not just doing the before food prayers every day. You're actually spending time connecting with your relationship with God, your Father. You get the quick script on your phone, the apps. I love studying the Bible with people, and you talk to them. Hey, do you read the Bible every day? Yeah, I got this app, and it gives me a scripture every day. That's not going to get you there. That's wood, hay, and straw. Let's talk about gold, silver, and costly stones. If you disciple someone, do you disciple them with quality materials, helping them build a relationship with God by sharing Scripture and not just your own opinion? What about special missions? If you don't understand what special missions is, it's a collection and a fundraiser that we do every single year that all the churches in our movement do it in the first world to go to support the continuing planting of new churches and in our existing churches in third world countries. Last year, as a church here in Gainesville, we had a goal of $60,000, and we raised $67,000 at the end of the day. Our goal this year is $65,000, and I believe that God's going to answer our prayer this year. It's amazing. I want to lift up Deshaun and Dante as the first two disciples to have completed their goal this year and surpassed it. I want to lift up Emmanuel as well. Emmanuel, shared for a contribution, and he shared about, some humble beginnings, right? Just some challenges that he faced in life, and God has blessed him through his hard work. He's got a great career, and God will continue to take him to places I believe that he wants to go. But Emmanuel's got one of the most sacrificial hearts of anybody I know, and so therefore God continues to bless him. Do you have the heart to give and to sacrifice to advance God's kingdom? Do you have the faith that God will provide? Or are you giving reluctantly or under compulsion like it talks about in 2 Corinthians 9? Will your efforts be equal to hay, straw? Or will it be equal to gold, silver, and costly stones? Brothers and sisters, when it comes to your relationship with God, when it comes to your relationships with one another as disciples, what are you building with? I pray that each one of us in our relationship with God, that it will be built to last. Remember, of course, the foundation is Jesus Christ. Anything else is going to crumble when the test comes. Let's build with quality materials so that our building will be built to last. Let's make sure our relationship with God is built to last, that our relationships with one another are built to last, that our marriages are built to last, and that our church here in Gainesville and God's kingdom is built to last.